Hi, we are Carol and Crociamato, and we have 17 questions from our viewers that we're getting ready to answer. So let's dive right in. The first one is, where were you born and raised?
I was born and raised in Carini, Sicily.
Yes, I was born in Washington, D.C., but I was raised in D.C., Maryland, New York, Virginia, Pennsylvania. My dad was in the Navy. We moved a lot. I'm the baby of 7 kids, so I kind of had a mixed childhood.
Yes.
The next question is, do you speak Italian or Sicilian or both?
Well, I speak both Italian, Sicilian, yes.
And English, yes. You're trilingual. I am bilingual. I speak English, of course, and Sicilian dialect. I am currently studying Italian because I want to get better when I go out and about in public. I would love to be able to just ask for something with perfect, proper Italian, and I'm studying that. I'm doing better.
Yes.
I'm doing better. Question number 5. Why did you move to Sicily? Why did we move to Sicily, Croce?
Well, I believe that I have a calling and be close to my family and friends.
And you grew up here, right? You
Right.
went to elementary school and junior high.
Yes.
And you came to the United States 16, 17, around that
Yes.
age, so very young. So you wanted to come back to where you were raised.
Yes.
Basically.
Right.
The next question is, where do you live now?
Carini, Sicily, province of Palermo.
Yes. And the next question is, are you working and what do you do for income? I am working full-time. I do transcription from home, and that is full-time work, and that's what we live on, as well as...
Well, I'm just retired and I'm taking pension.
Yes, Social Security from the United States.
Right.
He is not eligible for pension in Italy, so it is United States Social Security,
Yes.
and my income as a transcriptionist. I have not applied for Social Security yet. The next question viewers want to know, is it a big adjustment going from the United States to Sicily? And if so, what is the biggest adjustment for us?
Well, get used to the totally different culture and different way of life.
Different way of life. More specifically, every day when I get up, I do my chores and then get ready because there is so much more personal interaction here. We live very close to our neighbors. We see them all the time. We speak with them. So I would say for me, I jotted down more social interaction.
Right.
And the biggest adjustment is that there is more of a work-life balance. You've heard the old adage that in Sicily and Italy, they work so they can live, and in the United States, they live to work. And it's true for the most part. Of course, that's a very, general, broad statement. Not true for everybody, but for the most part, that's true. So balance of life, work and life, and fun and excitement. But I'll tell you, more social interaction. It's great. It's a positive. Sometimes it can be overwhelming. Like last night, I went to bed early because we had a lot of social interaction. We had fun, and your brother came to eat for lunch meal, and then again in the evening for the evening meal. Then we had some friends over to play cards. It was so much fun. We had a great time and playing music and everything. But I was zonked out at like 10 o'clock. I said, okay, I'm done. I'm getting in my pajamas.
Ready for bed.
Well, not quite to sleep, but to kind of zone out and just chill. But I really enjoyed it. It was a wonderful day. It's just tiring. It can be exhausting when you're not used to it, when you're used to being on the computer most of the day and talking very little with our neighbors in the United States. So more social interaction, but it's a wonderful work-life balance. The next thing folks want to know is, how many children do you have?
We have 3 children, 2 girls and a boy.
Yes, we do, and they're all in Texas.
Yes.
And we have 4 grandchildren.
Yes.
3 granddaughters and 1 grandson.
Yes.
The next question is, what's one thing you miss from the USA other than family? You can't say family because, of course, we miss our family, and that's the biggest thing we miss. But what's one thing that you miss?
I would say the insulation in the house, the totally different material construction they use in here.
Yes, and even in the wintertime, we have to open the windows every day just to avoid and prevent condensation on the walls because it's cement walls. And with the heater running and warmth inside, cold outside, we open the windows just to air it out, just for safety as well with gas cooking, but then to prevent condensation on the walls. So yours is insulation.
Yes.
Mine is Ziploc bags. I can't find Ziploc bags in the local stores. Now, somebody did tell me in the comments that I can find Ziploc brand name in IKEA, which we have not been to IKEA yet in Palermo. But the little bags that I have found here, Clendy name brand, they're thinner plastic. They puncture very easily. The mouth of the Ziploc bag is very narrow, so when you try to open it to stuff anything in, it's really inconvenient. They're just not as
Too small.
Too small. The mouth is too small for the sandwich bags, and we ended up buying glass containers with pop, the pop airtight lids.
Yes.
So I may go to IKEA, I may not, but the Ziploc bags, I'm using the ones from the United States that I brought. But that's it. People want to know how long it took for us to get our residency. Well, we did the process, and we'll go through that in a moment, but we are waiting. The stage we're at is we're waiting for
the municipal guard.
The municipal guard to come and visit us to confirm that we live here.
Right.
So the owners of the little cottage that we rented created a rental contract, a legal lease agreement, and they had everything filled out. And we had to have copies of our identification card. And what else? The Codice Fiscale.
Codice Fiscale.
Okay, and copies of that. And we took that, and all three of us, Croce and I and the owner, went down to the office and had to register that.
Right.
And then they requested a receipt of the legal lease, the contract.
Yes.
They requested a receipt. So we got the receipt, and now we're waiting on the municipal guard to verify. Now, we should be getting something in the mail that will list that we are residents, our residency cards. Some viewers want to know, are the locals friendly?
I would say they're very friendly, and they do anything to help you. And they always ask if you have any question, is something that we can do to help.
Well, that's the owner next door, but they're talking about Sicilians in general in town. It's pretty much the same.
Yes, overall, yes, pretty much the same. And yes, I would say yes.
I think so too.
Yes.
And from my perspective, of course, I'm a dual citizen. I'm an Italian citizen and an American citizen, and so is Croce. Croce is a dual citizen. And even from my perspective, being born and raised in America, I think the Sicilians are very friendly. Americans are as well. Our neighbors were wonderful, the people we knew, and they helped each other, and they would do favors for each other. Very, very sweet. Here, it's just more contact, very friendly and helpful, and very receptive as well. The next question we have is, are you part of any expat communities? And the answer is no.
No.
I know they exist, but we haven't sought them out. Croce's brother lives nearby. We have friends, Croce's school friends that he went to school with. He went to the bar the other day, which is a cafe, by the way.
Yes.
We don't drink alcohol, but he went to the bar, the local cafe, and was meeting with several group of retirees, friends of his from before, and he reacquainted himself with them, and they invited him to join them every week for coffee and chat and to just socialize and visit. But we aren't part of any formal expat group. I know they exist. We just haven't found the need for that. I'm fluent in the dialect. I get by.
Yes.
And we went to the meat market the other day, and Croce was ordering everything, but then I had a specific question, so I chimed in and asked the guy something in Sicilian. Perfectly understood me and answered me right away, and it was perfect.
And you did very well.
Thank you.
Yes.
But very, very receptive to us, and we haven't found the need to be part of an expat group. Now, we are both fluent. If you're not fluent, it would be more important for you to be part of a group. A big question we get is, what is one thing you dislike the most in Sicily?
Well, I will say the driving.
Okay.
And there will take some time to get used to.
Yeah,
Definitely.
you knew how it was.
Yes.
You knew the dilemma of the streets and everybody
Right.
following their own rules and doing their own thing, and parking is crazy and traffic.
Yes.
But it takes a while to get used to that. So that's what you kind of throws you
Yes.
off every day. Yeah. Well, mine is the trash, and I've noted this in another video about the 7 harsh realities of Sicily. We love Sicily. We are very positive about Sicily, but we were getting accused of painting a romanticized view, a perfect view of Sicily, and not ever sharing any challenges that we faced. So we did that video
Yes.
on the 7 harsh realities of life in Sicily, and
Right.
we'll link it to this video. But the one that bothered me the most is the trash, and it just breaks my heart because the locals and even the immigrants, the people that come here from other lands, a lot of them don't take pride in their land. They don't value what they have. And then the taxes that the local government collects, they don't seem to use those appropriated funds for the cleanup like they should. Some of it goes to the cleanup, but not the way it should. So
Right.
that is upsetting. It's clean, very clean in some areas.
Some area, yes.
Yeah, it's immaculate in some areas, but then there are some zones that are just horrible, and it's sad to see. So that is my biggest thing that I dislike.
Yes, I agree.
On another note, what is your favorite thing about Sicily?
My favorite is the weather. It really, the sun of Sicily, it's hard to describe, and it
Yeah.
change pretty much your mood.
It does.
Get up in the morning.
Yeah, it's comforting.
Yes.
It's so warming. It just soothes your soul. I just love it too. I do too.
Yes.
I love the people and the food. The people are so interesting to me. I love to observe the way people speak, their mannerisms, their gestures, and just their personalities.
Yes.
And people are so precious here, so dear and loving and warm and outgoing. And some can be a little nosy, but other than that, I
Yes.
love it. But yeah, the food is such a highlight. Oh my goodness,
It
the
is.
freshness. But I agree with you. The sunshine, the weather. Now, it's not always sunny. In the winter, it's rainy season. But we need that. We need to bring the aquifer up so that we don't have problems when it's a drought. All right, moving on to the next question. Question 14. What's your favorite local food?
I would say the seafood, the local seafood. You
And
cannot
what-
get any fresher than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we have the Tyrrhenian Sea to the
Right.
north and the Mediterranean on the southern
Yes.
eastern side. What's your favorite recipe?
Frutta de mare.
We've
Yes.
eaten that out quite a few times.
Quite a bit.
And it's a beautiful dish with all the different seafood. It's a little pricey. I mean, not for USA standards. I mean, what is it, 15, 16 euro for the
Something like that.
big plate
Yes.
of frutta de mare? I can make a meal out of it right there. It's my meal. Well, my favorite foods are the veggies, the fresh fruits and vegetables, actually the eggplant. I mean, you buy an eggplant and the top of the plant where they, pull it from the stalk is just green, bright green, not brown, not black, not curling up like in, the stores in the US. It's
Yes.
bright green, and you can get them without seeds, which I love. We fry it, we roast it, we all kind of things. And then also the tomatoes. Oh my word, they're so sweet. They're not hothouse tomatoes, they're just grown locally. They are just sweet like candy. And then the fresh meats. The turnover is, I don't know if the turnover is quicker and they go through them quicker or what, or they're just, no hormones and stuff. But when they cut chicken, you can just tell from the cut of the leg of the chicken that it's just fresher. It just looks so much different. They've never been frozen.
Right.
So that's the difference too. But that's my favorite, the veggies and the meats.
What about the olive?
Oh my word, I forgot.
Yes.
In fact, I insisted, I said, we were here a while back and I
Yes.
love these little black olives, the cured olives.
Yes.
And they were Sicilian olives cured in oil, and they were sweet like candy, and I used to eat them all the time. Well, I insisted that they were Sicilian olives, and Croce said, no, I think I remember they were from Calabria, the olives from Calabria. He was right. They are Calabrese olives.
Olives, right.
And they are cured black olives, and they are so sweet. I'm trying to cut back a little bit because I've kind of overdone it with the olives. They're salty, and I was having a huge pile on my plate every meal, and I need to just cut back to a few times a week. But boy, are they good. So I'm enjoying the local cuisine. Next question is, what is our daily routine difference here in Sicily?
Well, a lot of things change about my retirement.
Yeah.
Nothing about to go to work.
Yeah.
Just enjoy the time in the day, pretty much no clock.
Yes, the cottage is small. So my routine is pretty much the same. We get up, we read scripture, we have prayer together, and then we start our day. We do chores, and I do my transcription work, and then I work on the videos for YouTube. And Croce, now that he's retired, he needs to stay busy, so he's offered to help clean a little bit and throw the clothes in the washer. I always hang them out and put them on the rack.
Yes.
Do a few things. He'll cook a little bit. So you're helping around the house now, whereas before you didn't. So he wants to stay busy, but he is going to be getting a fishing pole.
Yes.
And start the hobby of fishing. So big change for you, not so much for me.
Right. Trying to find a fishing buddy to go fishing.
That'd be nice.
Yes.
Yeah. Question number 16. What surprised you the most in Sicily?
Well, I would say the amount of traffic. Every family there have 2-3 cars.
Yeah.
And the streets years ago they were built for carriage, for
Yes.
horse, and nothing else pretty much. So it's quite adjustment.
It is. It really is. Now, for me, the biggest thing that I was surprised is how at home and peaceful I feel here. Because, of course, we miss our adult children.
Yes.
Our son and daughter and son-in-law were in the area we were at, Dallas, and then our daughter and son-in-law and 3 granddaughters are in San Antonio. So missing them, of course, is number one. But the biggest surprise to me was how much I felt at peace and at home here in Sicily. It's amazing. I'm very grateful. Last but not least, cost of living in Sicily. Now, we are going to be doing a monthly budget and listing out everything. The month of February, we moved. We got here actually the 31st of January.
Yes.
So the 1st we paid rent and started buying everything we needed. And that's quite a bit more than a monthly budget. So we are going to share those expenses, but we're not going to count February as our first monthly budget. Right. But I will just say it's a lot less than Texas. And to give you an example of how much better in Texas to cook, we have a gas stovetop and we have a bombola. It's a tank of gas underneath connected to the stovetop.
Right.
And you paid how many euro?
25.
25 euros
Yes.
for a brand new tank of gas. And we've been cooking now for 6 weeks.
Yes.
And it's not empty yet. And that's a $25, euro tank.
Right.
And we haven't run out yet. So who knows when that's going to run out. And so it's very affordable. And we'll share rent and utilities and all of that later. But I can definitely say it's less than half of Texas, probably a third. We're going to figure out the exact percentage, the difference later,
Yes.
right? But that's it for now. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments. We appreciate it. You take care and talk to you soon.
Take care. Bye.